What is up, ladies and gentlemen, all you sports fans out there? Let me start this video. It's my very first video, so let me start it off by saying I'm trying to get a sports channel going where I talk about major sports things, major things that happen on a day-to-day basis. So tonight we've got the Stanley Cup playoffs starting tonight. That's going to be my first video. We got basketball, hockey, baseball, football, MMA, you name it. Probably not NASCAR and golf, but if you're a sports fan, help me out. Click that subscribe button. Try to help me get this thing going. I think it's going to be awesome. Whether or not people watch, I'm still going to be posting. So it would just help me out if you guys subscribe, so I can get a bigger fan base. Without further ado, let's get it going. As I said, the Stanley Cup playoffs start tonight. I believe the first game is Pittsburgh and Columbus. Is that the first game? I don't know. But I figured I'd do my bracket right in front of you guys. So without further ado, let's get it going. First matchup, we have Colorado and Minnesota. A lot of people are counting out Minnesota, saying the Avs are going to sweep them. I wouldn't call those people stupid that are saying they're going to sweep them. I'm not going to rule out Minnesota yet. I remember the series last year against the Blackhawks. Minnesota, they played solid. They played a good game. I think if Minnesota can slow down the game, clog up the ice, grind it out, score those dirty goals. Colorado is young. They're young. They're fast. They're hungry. They've got a great new coach that he's lit a fire under their ass this whole year. To be honest, I thought Colorado was going to taper off, die down as the season went on. But hey, they won that Central Division. Great for them. I think in the future they're going to be a force to be reckoned with in the Western Conference. I'm not going to say they're going to sweep Minnesota. I'm going to give Minnesota a game. So I'm going to say Colorado in 5. Next up, we have St. Louis and Chicago. This is going to be a great series. Probably the best matchup in the first round. Yeah, I think so. I expect, if both teams are healthy, we had Taves and Kane on the Blackhawks that were hurt the last couple weeks of the season, and we had a handful of big names on the Blues that, without a doubt, that's why they were on a 6-game slot at the end of the year. Let's not be stupid here. It's really unfortunate for the Blues that they had that one seed pretty much on lock. It looked like the Avs and Blackhawks were going to be facing up against each other, and they just completely slid off the map, slid down to that 2-3 matchup with the Blackhawks. I expect each and every game to be hard, physical, a great game. Each game's going to be close. It's going to be a great series. I'm going to say that this core group that's back knows what it takes to get deep into the Stanley Cup, playoffs, excuse me. And they know what it takes to win that cup. I'm taking the Blackhawks, and I'm going to take it in 6. What's going on over here? What? All right, whatever. I'm taking the Blackhawks in 6. That's going to be the best series in the first round. Saying it right now. Moving on, we've got Anaheim and Dallas. Yes, Tyler Seguin and Jamie Benn are beasts on Dallas, and they haven't been there since 2008, back to the playoffs, that is. But I'm saying Anaheim is just way too deep. I'm going to say Anaheim in 5. Not much to talk about there. Who knows? Could be an upset, but I don't think so. I think Anaheim's just too deep. Again, they're a team that's just they're there all year long. One of the best teams in the league. Taking Anaheim. Moving down to San Jose and LA. This is going to be another good series. Man, this playoff format really sets up great matchups, doesn't it? Maybe it just seems like it. I don't know. San Jose and LA. That's going 7. That's going to be a great series. I'm going to take San Jose because, 1, they have the home ice advantage, but 2, it's going to come down to the goaltending of Antti Niemi. My gut's telling me to pick San Jose, but yes, it's going to come down to that goaltending of Antti Niemi because Jonathan Quick is going to be a brick wall on the other end. So I'm picking San Jose. Maybe not really an upset, but just for some reason, San Jose, it seems like when playoff time comes, maybe they win one or two series, but then they just completely, like, I don't know what happens to them. They just suck. But I like them this year. I'm picking San Jose to move on. Next up, we have Boston and Detroit. I'm saying if anybody in the East can beat Detroit, it's these Detroit Red Wings. They were hurt all year, and they are on fire. You're always in it with Mike Babcock. They've got a good group of players. It's like 21 years now they've made the playoffs in a row. The fact that you're Boston and you dominate all year, and you win the President's Trophy, so you're gonna have home ice the whole time. Your first round matchup is against the Detroit Red Wings. That is rough. A lot of people are counting these Red Wings out. I'm not going to do it. I'm going to say 5 games for Boston. I know that kind of contradicts what I'm saying about the Red Wings, but I just think Boston is too good. And honestly, once they get past these Red Wings, I think it's a pretty clear path for them. Next up, we have Tampa Bay Lightning and Montreal Canadiens. I'll be honest, I don't know a whole lot about Tampa Bay. I haven't heard a lot about them all year, besides when they traded St. Louis. I know Stamkos came back from the injury early on in the year. They score goals. Montreal, I think they struggle in 5-on-5. So the special teams, they're always huge in the playoffs. But I think for the Canadiens, they're going to be super important. It's going to be interesting to see how Thomas Vanek does. I think I said his name right, Thomas Vanek. Yeah, I'm gonna take Montreal. This is going to be a solid series. I'm going to say in 6 games. And then moving on, we have Pittsburgh and Columbus. Everybody's saying Columbus, this could be the upset alert in the first round. Yes, I can see why people are saying that, because Marc-Andre Fleury always seems to, just choke. But Marc-Andre Fleury, you better step up. You better step up. I'm taking Pittsburgh. What just happened? NHL.com's killing me right now. We got color. All right, I'm taking Pittsburgh in 5. I'm just going to go on with the video, ignore all this mess. And finally, in the first round, we have New York Rangers and Philadelphia Flyers. That's going to be a good series. I'm saying that one's going 7. Philadelphia, they got to... Lundqvist is a beast, okay? If Philadelphia is going to win, they got to get those gritty goals, get bodies in front of the net. Something's telling me this year the Flyers are back in the playoffs. I'm liking it. So let's move on to the second round. We have Colorado and Chicago. Chicago, again, it's that group of core guys that knows what it takes. They've been there 2 of the last 4 years, and they've won it both times they've gone. Colorado, young guys. I know the season series and the win-loss column, it went towards Colorado. I watched all of those games. Really, the difference was Varlamov. He stood on his head. Chicago outshot Colorado in almost every one of those games, maybe even in every one. But in the 3 or 4, it was just Varlamov standing on his head. I think the veterans get it done here. Weird calling the young Blackhawks veterans now when we have the up-and-coming Colorado Avalanche. In the future, though, Colorado Avalanche, watch out Western Conference. This is going to be a team to reckon with for many, many years. This year, however, I'm taking the Blackhawks to move on. They know what it takes to get it done. Next, we have Anaheim and San Jose. Anaheim is so deep. Man, something's just telling me to stick with these Sharks this year. It's just one of those gut feelings. Could be completely wrong. I don't know. I expect this to be a great series if it happens. I'm going San Jose, though, to make 2 of the final 4 spots filled up. Next, we have Boston-Montreal. Hate each other. But like I said, once Boston gets by Detroit, I don't see anybody else giving them a problem. Boston over Montreal. Pittsburgh and Philadelphia, yes, they hate each other's guts. So we're going to go... Man, Marc-Andre Fleury, I'm telling you, man, this guy better step up. Can Pittsburgh, again, have an early exit? They're expected to go to the final every year, deep at least. And I think Philly's going to get by them because those are always great series. I'm going Philly. And let's just do it. We're going to have a rematch of the finals last year. Chicago Blackhawks and Boston Bruins. Last year was great. This year it's going to be even better. So yeah, the final. Chicago Blackhawks, Boston Bruins, a rematch of the 2013 Stanley Cup final. It was one of the best finals I can remember. I'm 21 years old. I've been watching my whole life. It was one of the better finals I can remember. It was epic. That 17 seconds, last 17 seconds or whatever, the finish was crazy. Boston, man, it's tough to go against Boston, but it's also so tough to go against the Blackhawks. Man, if this is the matchup, it's going to be insane. The difference this time, Boston will have the home ice. That's big. I think it's going to be a great series. I hope this is the matchup. I don't want to see. I want to see a great Stanley Cup final no matter what. But I think if this is the matchup with the past that these two teams have of last year, if they meet again in the finals, it's going to be it's going to go through the roof. It's going to be a great Stanley Cup final. I really do think the Blackhawks have a dynasty going. I really believe that. I'm going to take the Chicago Blackhawks. I think it's going to be in 7 games. Man, Blackhawks would have to win it in Boston again. I think it'll go 7 games, overtime, Patrick Sharp with the game-winning goal to give the Blackhawks their 3rd Stanley Cup in 5 years. How many goals are we going? 7 games, we'll go 20, we'll go 28, whatever. And those are my picks. So thank you, ladies and gentlemen, all you sports fans out there. If you liked what you heard, if you didn't like what you heard, if you think my picks are outrageous, go ahead and comment. Tell me what your picks are. If you haven't done your bracket yet, go to NHL.com and do your bracket challenge. The playoffs start tonight. These are my picks. I hope you guys enjoyed my first video. And remember, this is my first video to a sports channel where I'm going to be talking about major things happening in football, basketball, hockey, baseball, MMA, you name it. It's going to be awesome. Click that subscribe button. And thank you guys so much for watching. Goodbye.